I know, I know. Don't worry. I'm not going to torture you through a David Ike video. Although I'm going to show you a quick clip of something he has to say. Now, he's going to discuss empathy and genetics. We know David Ike likes to push the reptilian point of view. For all I know, he could be correct. But there's actually a simpler answer to the question of the elites. Well, malfunction of empathy. Why don't we have a listen to what he has to say first?
Keep it on the level of outcome rather than all the dots that show why it's like this. But there is something about their genetics which has deleted empathy. It's deleted the ability to feel the consequences for others of your actions. And if you think about it, empathy is the fail-safe mechanism of human behavior. Because if I have empathy, feelings for how you will feel from my actions, then there is an immediate limit on my actions. I'm not going to do something to you because I have empathy with how it will make you feel. Delete that, there are no limits. So I've said to people for nearly 20 years, don't look at these people and judge what they would do on the basis of what you would do. Because
Okay, so I about had enough of David Ike here. Anyways, I'm sure you have also. I want to explain something to you. And this is a topic that doesn't get talked about enough. And the point of view that I'm going to put across does not get discussed enough. But we need to talk about how the royals throughout history and the elites throughout history actually rejoiced when they had a child that was born with disassociation. Okay? Disassociation is the key to mind control. Okay? Matter of fact, when they put people through the heavy MK Ultra, Monarch, and so on programs, they cause traumatic events to cause disassociation at a young age. Now, why would the royals and elites rejoice in having a child with disassociation? Well, think about it. Now, let's say you were a king or queen way back in the Middle Ages or so, and you had to control your kingdom. You had to not worry about every little peasant, not care about every little peasant. You had to care about not losing your throne, not getting your head chopped off, not having a little Marie Antoinette situation. This has actually gone back all the way down through the times of the pharaohs, where hieroglyphs have written instructions on how to create disassociation in the elite's children. So, it's rejoiced because the disassociation allows that child to grow up and not care if they send millions off to war and millions die. It allows them the ability to not care when a school blows up and children's body parts go flying because they have the disassociation. Genetics, well, DNA has memory. And let's say if the pharaohs started teaching it to their children, so the elites started teaching it to their children, the kings and queens taught it to their children. In theory, disassociation would actually become a genetic trait that could be passed down. So, a lot easier answer than the reptilians' DNA is what causes this disassociation, this lack of empathy, a really much easier answer is the fact that it's genetic memory passing it down. People forget that these mind control programs are not just for people they want to turn into Manchurian candidates and everything else. The elites put their own children through it. It's often rewarded in their inner circles. Look at the situation we have with David Ike and his father, an elite, a billionaire. He's made a lot of money. He's gotten promoted through the military-industrial complex. And he has a son that sure acts like, behaves like, and seems like he is an MK Ultra little mind freak child. He has what looks like gay type tendencies. We often see that in the MK Ultra program. You know, looks like he had a traumatic event when he was younger. You know, he fits the profile. So, we can look at these elites and say, hey, there's some kind of aliens, which they would love us to believe, because then we would fear these reptilian elites. But the simple answer is that it is a genetic trait that gets passed down so that they can be evil, so that they can maintain their royalty, so they can maintain their elite status, so they can maintain their monetary bullshit. Things are sometimes simpler than what they tell you. Although Mr. Ike may be a little bit nuts. He looks kind of reptilian anyways, but the answer to the question of empathy, I think, is a lot simpler. We need to look at how our elites, how our royalty are doing this to their children, so that it repeats and repeats and repeats, and history repeats and repeats and repeats, and the horrors that we have to face because of them, because of what they've done to their own children, pass them down these horrible things, these horrible techniques of brainwashing, these horrible behaviors, mannerisms, and everything else. That stuff needs to be stopped. But you don't hear about it talked about, because they can't have it stopped, because they would lose. They would lose their control. Sometimes the answer is much simpler, although it's kind of complex when nobody else is discussing it. Till next time, my fine, unfeathered friends.
Ow. Talk to him. I mean, sometimes you got people going against you, and you just gotta go above and beyond all that. Let's go. Straight up the top, just so you know ain't no stopping us. Yeah, I see you been watching us. You could try, but you better off I ain't a spectate from the audience. Why you hating from the bleachers? Cheerleaders is loving us. Grab a pom-pom, baby. Last year we was last place, this year we in first. We was hungry for the title, now we quenching our thirst. You was on your best behavior, yeah, we on our worst. Killing the competition, rolling around in a hearse. Life is like chess, except it ain't a game. Some pawns remain pawns, some pawns become kings. Think before you move, think 3 steps ahead. Peep game, protect queen. Some rooks get took, some knights get swiped, some bishops get slain. I'ma tell you like my homie told me, life is like chess, except it ain't a game. So when you gotta want it, you know my team want it. You know my team want it. You ain't no stopping us. Nah, ain't no stopping us. Nah, ain't no stopping us.